Hi, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. Let's get into some energies for the person on your mind, your special person, your person of interest. Thoughts and feelings about you and the connection at this time. What's going on with them in regards to this relationship or the potential relationship between the two of you? Okay, the person we have is Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So it feels like the person on your mind is trying to get creative about some kind of romantic gesture that they want to make, something that it feels like involves almost like a change in plans, a change of the future that they had been working toward. Maybe they had put love on the back burner or had thought they needed to prioritize career, stability, finance. Once they got those things in order, then they would be aligned within their life or within themselves in order to welcome the right partner in, and then you've come along, you've turned up in their reality, or they've progressed so far down that road and they're starting to rethink this in some sort of way, like, why does it have to be either or? Why do I have to, have all these other things kind of fall into line first, and then I open up to the idea of love? So something that has come through where they sort of changed their opinion on things, or maybe they've even been like working on themselves. They had come to believe that they needed to heal, fix themselves, improve, create some sort of stability, become that truly best version of themselves, and then they'd be worthy of love. Then they could call in the complementary partnership that matched that kind of highest emanation of themselves. But it feels like you have really put a wrench in their plans in some sort of way. You changed that for the better, where they are leaning more into the heart space, more into the possibilities of maybe this is the person that I'm supposed to grow and develop with from this point forward. Maybe I've laid a very beautiful foundation for myself in terms of self-improvement, reaching for my dreams, striving to create that best life for me. And even if I'm not at that kind of final goal yet, even if I don't have everything that I'm seeking or looking for or hoping to build and create in a material sense, maybe that secret ingredient to kind of create that dream life involves welcoming in this partnership, this person, co-creating from this point forward in my journey. So it feels like it's almost, this is somebody who has let go of previous belief systems or ideas. They might have been sort of shut off to love and partnership before, and even if you're dating them casually, there might have almost been something where they had made a promise or commitment to themselves, like, I'm not going to get too invested. I'm not going to let myself fall head over heels. I'm going to keep my priorities straight. I'm going to keep my focus. This is just going to be for pleasure. It's just going to be a fling. It's just going to be something casual. And yet the more that they've spent time with you or have experienced your presence, or the way that you're living your life or things that you're striving towards, they're seeing that your paths really do intersect with one another, that you're stronger together than apart. And now the idea of power couple is coming to mind, not as something where they step into the fullest expression of their own personal empowerment and then they find that kind of other person to sort of build in that direction with, but it's a sense of almost like maybe as a team we can reach those goals in life together. Maybe what I really require as part of my best self is that love, which doesn't just meet me at kind of the pinnacle of success, but accompanies me as I am climbing that mountain to success in my life. And together we work as a team towards that. We also have Archangel Michael, trusting heaven, you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So it feels like the person on your mind is getting ready to drop their guard, drop their defenses, maybe open up to you about some longer term plans that they have, or start to kind of speak about your connection in terms of we and us, as opposed to, I and me. So there's a sense of them seeing that it serves their highest good. They would rather not fight their feelings at this particular point in time, that the more they surrender to these feelings, the more that they trust that you've been brought into their life at this point for a reason. You've crossed paths with one another for a reason, or if this is someone you've been dealing with long term, you've had your ups and downs, there's still hope here, there's still potential, or the connection is still going strong. The challenges didn't break your connection, and in fact only strengthened some sort of resolve of, this person matters to me, they are important. Maybe this is someone who's been abandoned by a lot of people, and you've remained very tried and true. Your paths have diverged from one another, you've intersected again, and it's a sense of they see now what they were unable to recognize before. They were operating out of kind of a limited or almost like an archaic mindset, again, of this idea of like, I need to become that best version of myself, then I'll be ready for love. I need to have all my ducks in a row, and then I can welcome in the idea of like a heart-centered connection with another person. And it feels that that sort of hyper independence, or, you know, just kind of focusing on their own sovereignty, on their own stability, it's carried them up to a certain point in time that in their life that like solitary energy was very necessary. But now they're in a place of almost like those plans are changing. It's time to make room in their life, and it feels like they're stepping out of a defensive mode in order to kind of welcome you into their reality. See the ways in which the two of you can help to really kind of complement one another's strengths and make up for one another's deficits. Romantically speaking, practically speaking, this may be somebody that wants to kind of combine forces with you, do something professionally, start some sort of a business, you know, or really kind of just be that support system, be that kind of constructive criticism, that cheerleader and that challenger in one another's lives in order to help one another to kind of move through this next sort of phase of your reality, whatever that looks like. And it's a sense of, I don't want you here just temporarily to satisfy my own kind of needs, wants, and desires, but I want to see how we can, you know, kind of combine our dreams into some sort of shared dream with one another in order to be able to experience kind of greater prosperity as individuals, and from that basis to allow this love between us, or this romance between the two of us, to blossom into something more, into something deeper. We also have Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat and recharge to heal. Your light can support others. So it feels like the person on your mind is wanting some quiet time with you. They're wanting some alone time with you, a heart-to-heart conversation as well, getting ready to open up and be more tender than they have before. They might have even just been in a challenge period in their life in general, just working toward different things, a lot of stress and pressure. It feels like they're getting ready to let go of a lot of burdens, things that they've been kind of applying their energies or their time towards that just have not been yielding very excellent results. And there's a sense of certain things need to be sacrificed or kind of brought to a conclusion in order to create kind of an open space or an open time within their life or their time or their energy in order to be able to allow the seeds of potential between the two of you to flourish, to develop, to grow, or to be encouraged to thrive in some sort of way. So in terms of like the things that matter, the people that matter, the relationships that they want to prioritize in this next chapter of their life moving forward, you are someone who has made the cut. You are someone who has proved to be an asset to them, or a sense of like, if I don't invest in kind of strengthening this connection, building this connection up, making space for the two of us moving forward, I know I'm gonna regret being left behind in your life. I know I'm gonna regret making you an option or not prioritizing this, and then you move on. Someone else comes in and they can be more consistent, more enthusiastic, more attentive than I've been. And so it feels like a deep confession is getting ready to come in, even just in the form of changing kind of the frequency of their contact with you, the nature of the things that you do together, you know, plans that they're opening up about towards the future, things that just kind of let you know that they're not just caught up in the moment or stuck within the busyness of their reality, but they want to make you feel special. They want to make you feel seen. They want to let you know that your love, your light, the connection between the two of you has been a source of strength and empowerment for them up to this point in time, and that's something that they want to continue to foster the growth of moving forward. We also have Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Yeah, so this is a sense of this person wants to kind of open up and ask you, what do you need in order to feel seen, supported, and secure within this relationship? What do I need to do in order to make you understand that I don't just want this to be a fleeting connection between the two of us? You've shown this person a different face of love, or helped them almost through your focus on yourself or the way you live your life, or you know, things they've learned about you as far as like heartbreak from the past and the fact that it did embitter you. You kept your heart open, you know, you did your healing work. You've been striving to improve your life in a variety of ways, and this has helped them to reimagine, the idea of kind of what that perfect partner would look like. It almost feels like this is somebody who had thought, I need to reach a place of perfection, and then I'll find someone that kind of matches that frequency. And now they've encountered you, that you're in your process of becoming, just as they are in their process of becoming, and it's a sense of, this makes sense. This is miraculous that we found each other at this point in time, or that we've reconnected after other things that have happened. You are a blessing in my life. You are somebody that I know, if I don't seize the moment, if I don't seize this opportunity, if I don't make you feel appreciated, you know your worth. You'll move on. You're not going to hold space and wait for me to like figure it out, or prioritize this for very much longer. Maybe you've been patient, you've held space, or you've leveled up in such a way that you don't have time to waste on people that don't know what they want. You value yourself enough to know that if the person that you're dealing with isn't bringing the correct energy, then you're better off alone. And that is abundantly clear to this individual. And there's a sense of like, I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be one of those people that thinks of you as like the one that got away. I don't want to regret focusing on the wrong things and kind of missing the blessing of love that was presented in the form of you. I don't want to look back on my life and think, I've accomplished so many things, or I have seemingly everything that I want, but I'm lacking in that deep heart-centered connection. Not because it never showed up, but because it did show up in the form of you, the viewer, and I didn't fight for this. I didn't prioritize it. I didn't protect it. I didn't cherish this. So they are definitely thinking about the future, and a sense of almost like you have shown them so many other ways to be, or different ways to have like a relationship with themselves, that is self-loving, that is authentic, modeled after how you are living your life. And there's a sense of, I want you to be a continued presence in my reality. I want us to deepen our bond with one another. I don't want a chasm to develop. I don't want distance to grow. I don't want this uncertainty to be kind of the defining factor of what we have. I want to create clarity. I want the two of us to kind of learn and discover what we each need at this point in time, and then endeavor to kind of be that for one another, and to also invest in how that might transform or metamorphosize in kind of the seasons or chapters of both of our lives moving forward. So let's get a couple message cards from this person's higher self and see what they want you to know right now. The first one we have is, I pulled away because I'm overwhelmed with all the things going on in my life. Yeah, so again, this may be somebody that is working towards success as far as career is concerned, abundance, getting ready to make changes to their lifestyle, or kind of their day-to-day routine, things that they've been working on in terms of, healthier habits, personal empowerment, just kind of overall trying to create more of a positive experience for themselves in this lifetime. And there's a sense of, they were conditioned to believe that a lot of this needed to be done individually, done in a solitary form, that was work. And maybe that's true, like things that they needed to do for themselves that you couldn't really help them with, you couldn't really understand it. It wasn't your burden to bear. You've got your own life going on, you got your own things going on. You can't just sort of be there ad nauseum as kind of like a support system for this person, to the neglect or the abandonment of yourself. And so it feels like they are very aware of the fact that you are self-sufficient, you are self-sustaining, you're not clingy, you're not needy, you're not codependent. These are all the qualities that they're needing within another person. And rather than them kind of needing to reach this point of perfection within themselves, it's sort of like, you are that recipe of what I need in a partner that is good for me, and someone that can model for me healthy love, healthy relationships, a healthy kind of way of living, for whatever that means for you. And it's something where they're not wanting to let this opportunity with you pass them by, or to allow these kind of outside distractions, or just very kind of temporary or surface level concerns to jeopardize almost like the deeper bond that can develop, or has developed between the two of you, that needs to be kind of nurtured at this point in time. And I feel like I ruined everything. So they may be getting ready with that heart-to-heart communication. There could be some kind of an apology, something where, even if things are fine between the two of you, if there's like a justifiable reason, hey, they're busy with work, they're busy with this project, they've got this thing going on, and your feelings aren't particularly hurt necessarily, that they've kind of pulled back their energy or aren't spending as much time with you. There's a sense of almost guilt that they feel within about like, I wish that we had more closeness with one another because I didn't need to totally disconnect. I didn't need to totally close myself off. This may be somebody who just kind of retreats in their shell when they feel very overwhelmed. And so that's been illuminated for them as well in order to kind of continue with you moving forward, or just more effectively as a person in their life in general. It's a sense of, I need some different coping mechanisms. I can't just shut the world out, reach a place of perfection or resolution about certain things within myself, and then kind of reemerge as if nothing has happened. So they might be dealing with kind of like an avoidant personality, or an avoidant attachment style, and a sense of recognizing that that in some way has played a role in their own suffering overall, in relationships that have fallen apart in the past, or something that has happened in this circumstance. And it's a sense of, I don't want to create more distance. I don't want to hurt your feelings or make you feel that I don't prioritize you in what we have, what we share, what we're building, what we're trying to repair. I want you to know that even if I can't be here all the time, there's a consistency of the fact that I feel connected to you in my heart and in my mind and in my soul. And I want to work to kind of bridge this gap between the two of us, to create more closeness, more cohesion between us, to work as a team, to work as a partnership, to overcome challenges or difficulties, or to support one another through that process in each of our lives. They also say, I find you incredibly attractive. So this person is attracted to you mind, body, and soul. They're attracted to the way you prioritize your goals. You may be working towards your own abundance, trying to up-level your life in some sort of way, or even kind of the fact that if they've had to pull back their energy, or they've been busy with other things, that you're giving them that space. You're honoring that. You're not taking it personally, or the ways in which you're able to kind of just adjust yourself. You've got your own interests. You've got your own life. And it feels like this is very refreshing for them, compared to things that they had experienced in the past, partners that they dealt with in the past that might have been very needy, very clingy, very codependent. That could have been something that sort of made them create this resolution about, I need to reach a level of success within myself. Romance, love, partnerships, those are only a distraction, or I've only been with people who distracted me from my goals previously. And so they've needed to kind of put love secondarily, and then you've come into their reality, or they've reconnected with you, and it's a sense of, we're like-minded in the capacity of, I want love, I want romance, I want partnership, but I also want to live a life that I don't need to take a vacation from. I want to kind of make my dreams come true. I don't want to, feel that love and romance in any way is taking away from other goals and dreams that I have set for myself, or that I'd like to achieve in life. So they see you as a very like-minded individual. Again, this idea of like, you're stronger together than apart. And so they're wanting to work towards that co-creative energy, or creating more like openness, honesty, and a greater understanding that even if their time is kind of limited with you at this point, and this might just be a temporary cycle, that it's a sense of like, I see you as part of my long-term future. I see you as the one that I want to build with in a long-term capacity. They also say, can we start over? Yeah, so there's a sense of, they have definitely changed their opinion about certain things, the place that love and romance should hold in their life, where on their list of priorities love and romance equates, that you have risen to the top of that equation. You have defied the expectations that they have set about sort of like when partnership would come in, how much they would allow themselves to open up or feel about certain things. They're letting their guard down, they're opening their heart, and it's a sense of, I want to create more closeness, more intimacy. I want to create more value and meaning in the time that we do have with one another. And I want you to know that you are my muse, you are my inspiration, you are the person that I envision walking forth with me into the future through good times and bad, in challenging times and in times of celebration. You're the one I see, you're the one I want, you're the one I want to be with. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channel letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.